John Belushi, Chris Farley, and Norm Macdonald in suits, sitting in chairs drinking and smoking cigars at a country club lounge. Gilda Radner approaches the group as a waitress. Radner, another round, gentlemen? Hartman, sure thing, Sugar. Radner leaves. Hartman, I have to say, gentlemen, society has really gone to the dogs. Free speech has been chilled so much, I'm hesitant to call a woman. A woman! Sugar tits! Belushi, the world's just not the same for us white males. What do we have left, other than the vast majority of the wealth and resources? Farley, every time I open my phone, there's always some story about some black fella getting shot by a copper. Since when is that news anyway? McDonald, right? I mean, we gave them freedom, eventually, and we even allowed them to vote. And now they don't want to be shot by police? When will their demands end? Jan Hooks walks by as a club employee. Hartman, hey, Sugar Nips, can you tell Miguel to fetch my Rolls Royce and park it out front? And make sure he has some cologne on. I don't want the car to smell like grass. Hooks, sir, I don't really appreciate being referred to as Sugar Nips. Belushi, see? Skirts like you are the problem with modern society. My friend here was trying to be polite, trying to indulge this brave new world by not using his favorite term, sugar tits. He comes up with a more politically correct term, and you're still trying to bite his head off. Farley, sweetie, you should be getting our heads off, not biting them off. McDonald, here, gentlemen, I think I can alleviate this situation. Now, Sugar Bosom, we've all tried to meet you non-white males halfway by not calling you sugar tits. And here you are talking about biting our dicks off. Hooks, I didn't say anything like that. McDonald, whoa! I didn't get the new PC memo. Did it suddenly become okay for a woman to interrupt a white male? Anyway, you have to also meet us halfway. Why, if we're not going to call you sugar tits, well, you have to be willing to allow us to call you other sexually suggestive names. I mean, we're males. Richard Pryor approaches the group in a suit and says, "That's right, Sugar Cans, we're males." McDonald, security! Patrick Swayze approaches and removes Pryor. McDonald, I guess I should say, we're white males. I'm sure you understand. Hooks begins to cry and walks off. Hartman, I'm not sure if little Miss Sugar Twins over there is going to contact Miguel about the car. Belushi, speaking of Miguel, I feel like us white males are just society's piñata now. Remember, not even that long ago, you could call every stupid bitch you saw sugar knockers, and things were fine. Now people look at us like we're the bad guys or something. Farley, all these different minorities and sugar hooters have surrounded us like we're the problem. I mean, there's a black woman on the Supreme Court, for Christ's sake. McDonald, I feel like we should band together or something. Take back our freedom. Not let all these non-white males keep acting like they're the white males. All we need is a secret group name. Something sweet, yet risque. Hartman, well, how about Sugar Tits? Belushi puts his hand out and says, "What do you say, Team Sugar Tits?" Farley, McDonald, and Hartman all put their hands out John's phone, we're not alive. It's Saturday Night Live, starring an ever-evolving cast that is unionized and refuses to allow their names to be mentioned until their demands are met. Musical guest, Monty Norman, and your host, Ernest Borgnine. Ladies and gentlemen, Ernest Borgnine. Applause, applause, applause. Borgnine. Hello. I'm so happy to be here. They had a ceremony earlier to see who'd get to host this episode. It was between me, Frank Sinatra, Spencer Tracy, James Cagney, and James Dean. Unfortunately, Dean was not present as he was tragically reincarnated in a car accident. Anyway, I won, so here I am. Now, don't be afraid to cheer a little bit. Come on, Sinatra's great and all, but I'm not so bad. Applause, applause, applause. Borgnine, why'd you stop clapping? Don't be afraid to stretch it out a little bit. Some forced, slightly less enthusiastic applause. Borgnine. You know what? If you don't mind, I'd really appreciate if you all just stood up for a little while. What do you say? Cuts to the dead studio audience, who slowly and reluctantly begin to stand up and give more forced applause. Cuts to 5 minutes later. The audience is exhausted, still standing, very slowly clapping. Cuts to Borgnine, enthusiastically smiling at the crowd. Borgnine. Okay, that's good, thank you. Anyway, I got my start in acting at the Barter Theater and... well, I'm sorry, folks. Would you mind giving me another standing ovation just real quickly? The audience collectively groans and irritably stands up and tepidly claps. Cuts to 5 minutes later. Shows Chris Farley in the audience who collapses from exhaustion. Shows Gilda Radner in the audience who says, Mr. Borgnine, sir? Borgnine. No, lady, it's pronounced Borgnine. Not Borgnine, it's Borgnine. Like this, Borgnine. Radner. That's what I said, Borgnine. Borgnine. Come on, broad, it's Borgnine. Radner. Anyway, can we please sit down? Borgnine. Sure, go ahead, audience. Okay, thank you so much, thank you. Now anyway, I thought I would use this platform here to talk about an issue that's very important to me. And that's removing slut-shaming. Do we have any sluts here in the audience? How about you, ma'am? Cuts to Jan Hooks in the audience. Hooks. Mr. Borgnine. Borgnine. It's Borgnine! Hooks. Sir, I am not a slut. Borgnine. No, you see, doll, you don't get it. We're getting rid of the stigma. It's okay. You can be who you are. Anyway, as far as I can tell, the biggest impediment to the removal of slut-shaming is that god-awful Me Too movement. You know, why don't you all stand up and ovate that, will you? Stand up. Cuts to Denitra Vance in the audience who says, Sir, we are not going to give that statement a standing ovation. Borgnine. Well, let me explain then, okay? See, it's not just women who can be sluts, okay? Men can be too. And then when men try to live a little, explore their sexuality and everything, instead of embracing men for their liberated sexuality, they get labeled as a problem by that damn Puritan Me Too movement. I mean, you can't have it both ways. So you're a slut, huh? Well, me too, sugar tits. Cuts to John Belushi in the audience, who stands up and begins clapping enthusiastically. Borgnine. Well, anyway, folks, we have a great show tonight. Monty Norman is here. So let's bond him out and da-na-da-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. We'll be right back.